Welcome. This is my werewolf build for low levels, for people that are just learning how to werewolf, and some that are a little bit more advanced, but this will give you a lot more time in werewolf and make it so you can level it quite easily in PvP. Mainly battlegrounds. You're gonna struggle a bit more in Cyrodiil because of the whole keep respawn issues. Anyway, for our two-hand, we're using a Maul Mechanical Acuity for our two-piece to get us our extra weapon damage. It's Nirnhoned. If you have extra transmute crystals, transmute it to Nirnhoned. It's a little overkill to waste the potent Nirn Crux to make a Nirnhoned Maul. And then we're using a double dot poison. Simple stuff that can be crafted by just about anybody nowadays. If you don't have enough transmute crystals, or you don't want to waste them, you can make this infuse and then just run a poison or disease damage glyph. It works pretty good either way. On the back bar, we're using a decisive bow of organoid scales for a little bit extra health recovery. And we got a physical damage and stamina recovery enchant on there to get us a little bit more stamina recovery, because our stamina recovery is pretty low. I'll show you why that is here in a minute. For our first set, we're using Shacklebreaker. Simple crafted set. Almost goes on every single low level build that you see. For our second set, I went and picked up a set of Green Pact. You can get these through the regional merchant in Cyrodiil. It'll cost you a little over 100,000, sometimes 200,000 AP to pick up a set. I've had it happen where it takes a little bit more sometimes. It's all RNG, so yeah. If you don't like this set, or if you don't want to spend the AP, you can also use Death's Wind and have someone craft you the jewelry. They have to have Somerset to craft the jewelry. Just make sure that they know that that is the thing beforehand. It'll also be a little bit more expensive because some of the traits, will cost a bit more, and they also have to put enchantments on the jewelry afterwards. Anyway, our sets are all in heavy. You can go with a 5 heavy, 1 light, 1 medium setup. Our jewelry has health recovery on all the way around. On to our Mundus Stone. We stack everything in stamina, as always with every stamina character. We are using the Steed, which gives us extra movement speed and a little bit extra health recovery. Since we're using Green Pact, we are using a Tri-Food. You can have somebody craft them, or you can just use the Crown Fortifying Meals. There's also this type of food. This counts as a food, but is extremely expensive. If you use Dubious Camoran Throne, that will not work with the Green Pact. But if you decide you want to go this route, and then you just pick a different set, like I said, use Death's Wind, or if you want to use another drop set, use like Beekeepers or something like that. Your health recovery will be even higher, but your max resources are going to be kind of low, so that means your howls are going to heal for a lot less. And of course, I said I was using my Tri-Food, which is right here. Alright, let's see. Skills, we are using Pack Leader. This is a lot better for PvP because the extra bleed, while it is nice, the pets can basically make up that damage. Also, the pets give you something to block some of the damage that's coming at you. So if you're outnumbered, 1 or 2, they'll eat some of that damage. Sometimes you get lucky and they'll eat a Soul Assault or a Meteor for you. Brutal Pounce does an AoE when you do your gap closer. Great for taking Nightblades out of stealth and doing AoE damage to a group. Hircine's Rage. This one gives you your brutality. More damage equals you kill people faster. It's pretty simple. There's the other morph that gives you a bigger heal. That's kind of nice for these high health builds as well. Either one works great. One has less damage, one has more survivability. Yeah, make your choice. Ferocious Roar. This one does the off balance passive. The reason why I picked this one over the one that does the fracture is because sometimes that fracture does not apply even though they've been feared. Been having a lot of issues with that. It still hasn't been fixed on the PlayStation, so I'm just using it like this. Howl of Agony does a burst damage. Try not to spam this too much. You don't have a lot of sustain on this setup, so you want to wait until they are feared. Deals 30% more damage to the ones that are feared. So basically, in your rotation, you want to get your light attack, your claws, get both your damage over times running, fear them, then hit them with the howl. Hit them with the howl again if they're still not breaking free, and then just go back to light attacks and heavy attacks for your sustain. Here we got your claws. It gives you a damage over time and a disease damage. Oh, sorry. It gives you a physical damage up front and then a disease damage over time. And then it does Major Defile for 4 seconds, which the disease damage can also proc a Defile from your the stationary disease damage status effect. But it has a pretty low proc rate. And of course you're going to need all your passives, so that's pretty standard. And I think that's about everything. Yep. Alright.